Hello everyone and welcome back to a new weekly vlog. It's currently Tuesday the 6th of October and I actually haven't read anything this month, and that is mainly because my most anticipated book of the year has been released yesterday, and I didn't want to start a new book but then have to put it down because I knew as soon as this book got to me I would want to pick it up and just devour it straight away. So yeah, that means I haven't picked anything up, but that is about to change because I have a very exciting parcel to open with you guys and I honestly cannot wait. So let's just open it. So here it is, my most anticipated book of the year. I cannot tell you how excited I am for this book. I can honestly say just from reading the synopsis that I feel like this is going to be a new favourite. So this is the Waterstones exclusive edition, which has gold sprayed edges. I don't know how well it's picking up on camera, but it is stunning. It has this design printed on the actual book, so under the dust jacket. And it also has these stunning exclusive end papers. And yeah, I love this so much. Saying that though, this is not my first edition of the book, because I do also have the Forbidden Planet exclusive edition of this book. So I did receive this yesterday. I was just way too excited and impatient and I needed to open it, so I did. I don't know which one I prefer, but that is what they look like. I know it's a bit reflective, so I'm trying my best to show you guys. But this edition is blue, so the lines going down here are blue instead of the gold. It also has blue sprayed edges, this foiled blue design under the dust jacket, and it has these exclusive end papers. I did also forget to mention, but they are both signed by V.E. Schwab, and yeah, I'm just so glad to have gotten both of these. I think I do prefer the Forbidden Planet exclusive edition, but that's mainly because my favourite colour is blue, so I'm quite biased towards this one. I also really want to get my hands on the US edition because it has a stunning cover. It's quite plain, but it does have a constellation on it, and I feel like that plays a very big part in the book. So yeah, I do plan on buying that one eventually when I can, but for now I have these two and I couldn't be happier. And then today I did also receive the collector's edition of Shadow and Bone through the post, and this just fits in really well with this little unboxing because look how stunning it is. It's also got really reflective blue foiling, and I feel like these just go together really well. If you don't know, this is the first book in Leigh Bardugo's Grishaverse trilogy, which is kind of like the prequel to Six of Crows. She did write this trilogy first, but you don't have to necessarily read this before Six of Crows. I didn't personally. I feel like it might have been better if I had read this just because I would have had more information about the world, but I did really enjoy this trilogy. I can't remember if I read it this year or last year. My concept of time has gone out the window. I want to say that I read it at the start of this year. I started with this one in January and then I read the other two in February, I think, and I really enjoyed them. I think my favourite was this one or the last one. Wasn't too keen on the middle one, there was a bit of a lull. But anyway, this collector's edition has just been released. Its release date was today, so I've got it very quickly, and I'm so glad that they have started to release these books in these editions as well. I think you can only get the Grishaverse books in paperback in the UK now. That's all I've seen anyway, I might be wrong, but I have the paperback box set and it just looked really strange on my shelves because I do organise books by height mostly, and they didn't really fit on my Leigh Bardugo shelf. However, now that I have this one, I can put it up there and display it, and I just think it's going to look absolutely stunning. I need to stop doing unboxings in these vlogs because I feel like I'm just doing so many hauls at the minute and I'm spending way too much money, but Addy Larue is one of my most anticipated books ever, so I was gonna splurge on these, and then I just had to get this edition of Shadow and Bone to match the Six of Crows duology that I have, and when they do release the second and third books I will definitely be picking them up as well. Right, on to my readings. So yeah, like I said, I haven't actually picked anything up yet, but I did dive into this book last night. I did only manage to get 20 pages in though because I was absolutely shattered, and I want to give this book my full attention. I don't want to be picking it up here and there. I want to sit down and read a good chunk at a time just because I feel like this book is going to suck me in straight away and I'm not going to want to put it down. Yeah, I got to page 21 last night and I'm on chapter 4, so I don't have much to say. I'm planning on reading it now, so hopefully I can get a good chunk of it read this afternoon, and then I can update you with some actual thoughts. Right, my camera battery is flashing red, which means I need to go and charge it, so I will end this little clip here. In the next one I will probably explain to you what this book is about, because I just realised that I haven't even done that, but I'm not planning on doing anything too exciting tonight except sitting down and reading this book, so I'll chat to you guys in a little bit. Please excuse the state of me right now. It's currently like 10:30 at night and I've just finished watching Tolkien, which made me very sad. I have been putting off watching that film for so long because I was just extremely apprehensive about it, and that's mainly because I love Tolkien's work so much and I didn't want the film to take away from that. I don't know how it could, but there was always something in the back of my mind that just made me not want to watch it. But guys, I loved it so much. I was crying by the end of it because it is quite upsetting. We are dealing with the Great War and the Battle of the Somme, which obviously killed a lot of young men. If you don't know, Tolkien was in the war. He was a soldier. He was fighting in the Battle of the Somme, and he did go on to write his books after that. So a lot of his works are inspired by the war and sort of finding light within that darkness, and I feel like the film just captured that beautifully. I'm so glad that I finally decided to watch it. It has some of my favourite actors in, so I kind of thought I would love it. It was just some small part of me was terrified to watch it, which sounds stupid because it's not actually an adaptation of any of his works. It's literally a story about Tolkien himself, but something was just stopping me from watching it. But I did decide to watch it tonight because I tuned into Ashley and Beth's live show. They were discussing The Hobbit because they are currently running a read-along for the Lord of the Rings series and The Hobbit, and they have just recently read The Hobbit, and this was their live show discussing it. And because I'm absolutely in love with that book, I decided to join in on the live show, even though I haven't been reading the books the same time they have. I read them quite a few months ago now, but I do have reading vlogs on those, so if you want to see those I will try and link it down below. But yeah, Beth actually talked about the film Tolkien and said that it was done in a really good way and it was interesting to see how his writing came to be, and that just sold me on it. I'd seen it on Now TV before and I thought, do you know what, I'm just gonna watch it. So that's what I did. I sat down, watched it all, and yeah, now I'm here to update you. I'm sorry if you don't care about Tolkien, The Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit at all, but it's a very big passion of mine, so I feel like I'm going to talk about it a lot on this channel, just so you're aware. But I did want to pop on here and talk to you guys because I haven't picked up the camera in a while. You will have just seen a nice montage of me going to Starbucks and going for a walk and then watching Tolkien, and that's kind of what my life has been like, to be honest with you. I have been in uni lectures all day every day. I took a quick break to go get a Starbucks the other day. We actually had a new Starbucks built not far from me. I think it was last year or something, but I've been too scared to go. Right, please let me know if any of you are scared to go somewhere, but once you've gone there once, you're fine. I don't know if it's just an anxiety thing or what. I think it's more about the fact that I didn't know how everything was set out, so if I was driving by myself, I would be really scared and I'd probably go the wrong way, because it's in a section where it's like a half circle, so you've got like a Burger King, a Starbucks, a petrol station and something else I think, and obviously you have different little turns to go to each one, and I was just really working myself up about it. But the other day Tom said he'd come with me, so we went there for the purpose to get me a pumpkin spice latte, but they'd actually run out of the pumpkin spice syrup, so I couldn't even get the coffee I wanted, which is a bit of a shame, but it's fine. I got a caramel latte instead and that was really nice, so at least I conquered my fears. I've been there and I feel more comfortable to go there again now, which is brilliant. And then on that same day, actually, I didn't film this because it was just a really spontaneous quick visit, but I did actually go into The Works, and if you don't know what that is, it's a British store that sells a lot of like random things. There is the sort of order to it, but I don't know how to describe it. It's one of those shops where you feel like it's quite cheap and nasty, but if you actually go in and look for stuff, you do find some good bargains. And this time I just popped in to have a look and I came out with 4 books, which is probably not the best thing for my TBR at the minute, but I honestly could not resist. So the first 3 were actually in a deal, so if you bought 3 you'd get them all for £5. So these 3 books only cost me £5, which is brilliant. Normally a paperback in the UK is around £6 to £8, so to get all 3 for £5 is a really good deal, and I couldn't pass it up. And they're not just random books either, they are books that I've had my eye on for a while, so I'll just show you what they are. The first one is The Whisper Man by Alex North. Hopefully you can see the cover there, but it is quite reflective, so I'm not sure how well that is picking up. But yeah, I've seen this around everywhere. I know it's a crime or thriller type book, and I believe Alex North has just released a new book, so if I like this one I will definitely pick that up. And it just says on the back, when Tom and his son Jake move to Featherbank, they're looking for a fresh start. But this sleepy village has a dark past. 15 years earlier, a serial killer haunted its streets. In the days before he struck, his young victims claimed to hear whispers in the night. Of course, an old crime need not trouble Tom and Jake, until another boy goes missing, and then Jake says he hears a whispering at his window. So this sounds absolutely terrifying. I'm not the best with topics such as this, so I don't know how to describe it, but if I watch a scary movie, I have to be able to pause, fast forward, or mute it, otherwise I won't watch it. And I think that's mainly because the suspense element just really freaks me out. So you know when there's a build-up and you know something's coming but you don't know when or where? I hate that. I get so nervous, I get hot, I get shaky. It's really not a good thing. So I do tend to keep away from the horror jump scare type films. I'm not sure how it's going to go with books. I do remember though, funny story, when I read The Girl on the Train for the first time, which was, God, how many years ago now? About 4 years ago, I was terrified. I don't even think it's a scary book, but I felt so physically scared whilst reading that book. And I remember actually, it was in my mum's partner's old house, so the house we were in before we moved to this new house. And I was by myself in the living room, by myself, it was raining. And oh my God, there was one part in the book where it was just building up, and we found out who this person was. I'm not gonna say or spoil anything. And oh my God, guys, for some reason I looked out the window and all I could see was Tom from McFly, like the lead singer of McFly, his face in the window. There was no one there because I'd pictured this character as looking like him. And so when I was getting so scared and was like so paranoid, I looked out the window, saw his face, and oh my gosh, I honestly have never felt so scared in my life. There was no one at the window, by the way. It was just my imagination playing tricks on me, but that is how I get with scary things. So yeah, diving into this one is going to be a bit of a challenge for me. I really do want to. I do want to get more into these dark thrillers, paranormal type books. I just need to get over this really weird fear that I have, and it's a really annoying fear because it just stops me from experiencing a lot of different stories and films. So yeah, I need to get over that. But if you want to know some other funny things, the main characters in this book are called Tom and Jake. Tom is the name of my boyfriend and Jake is the name of my stepbrother, so maybe this isn't the best one to start with because it will probably freak me the hell out because it's very close to home, but I do want to get to this hopefully quite soon. Even though I do sound very apprehensive about it, it's one that I have heard so many good things about and one that I really want to read. Next up, we have a book that I've actually never heard about before, but I saw it there and I just had to pick it up. So this is A Christmas Railway Mystery by Edward Marston, and it says here the best-selling railway detective series. So this is the cover for that one. It just looks stunning, and I'm not gonna lie, I did kind of pick this up because it reminded me of the Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. Very much the same setting, but this guy has written so many books. I don't know if you can see, but that is the list of his books. So I'm hoping that this is a good mystery novel. I'm really sorry if you hate when people read the synopsis. I know I do, but honestly, I'm so bad at remembering what books are about, so I will just read you this. December 1860. An army of men is heading to the Swindon Locomotive Works for the morning shift from their nearby terraced houses built by the GWR. Frank Rodman should have been among them, but his new destination is the grave, or it will be once his missing head is found. Christmas is fast approaching, and the last thing Inspector Colbeck needs is a complex case mired in contradictions. As he wrestles with one crime, he is alarmed to hear of another, the abduction of Superintendent Tallis. With Sergeant Leeming by his side, the railway detective finds himself in a hectic race to solve a brutal murder and save the superintendent's life before it's too late. I've been really wanting to get some Christmassy books to read this year. I haven't really seen any Christmas books. I've seen a lot of middle grade, which I'm very excited to pick up, but in terms of adult or young adult, it's mainly mainly just romance, and I'm really not a romance reader. Saying that though, the next book in this haul is a romance, so contradicting myself here. But I love murder mysteries, I love snowy, wintry settings, and I just thought this would be the perfect book to read during December. It's one that I never would have picked up had I not seen it in works, because I didn't know that this series existed. I've never heard of this author before, so I'm extremely glad that I did find it in this deal. Next up is the romance book that I bought, even though I don't read romance. I have to say, I've heard so much buzz around this book that it's been kind of annoying, because it has intrigued me, even though I don't typically read in this genre. And the fact that this book is a relatively new release, and I feel like it's a lot of people's favourites, seeing it in the 3 for £5 deal, I just had to buy it. And that book is The Flat Share by Beth O'Leary, and that is the cover for this one. I don't actually know when I'll get round to this one. It will probably be next summer, because I have to be in a very particular mood to pick up a contemporary or a romance in this case. I don't think I read a single romance or contemporary book this year, which is very shocking to me, because I do try and pick some up during the summertime, but off the top of my head I can't think of any that I've picked up this year, and it might be because of lockdown and we've been inside quite a bit and I've just not felt summery. I've wanted to escape into a fantasy world rather than read about our own world, if that makes sense. But this is one that I actually feel like I will enjoy, because it does have a very strange but fun element to it. So basically the premise of this book is that two people share the same flat but they never meet, because one person works nights and so they stay there and sleep during the day, and the other one works in the daytime and so they sleep there at night. So these two people are always passing, they never meet each other, but they do leave each other some notes, and I guess a friendship slash romance starts with that. So I feel like it's going to be very wholesome, because it's not going to be a romance where the two characters are just falling for each other because they're so beautiful and handsome and whatever. It's going to be the fact that their personalities are just clicking. And it does just say here, but with obsessive ex-boyfriends, wrongly imprisoned brothers, and of course the fact that they still haven't met yet, it seems that this flat share is more complicated than expected. So yeah, it's just one that I could not leave on the shelf. It was too good of a deal to pass up, and I really do want to get to this book, because like I said, if I were to like any contemporary slash romance book, this would be the one that I feel like I would like. So yeah, that spontaneous trip into town got me these 3 books, but I did also get another one. I'm sorry guys, I know I keep saying I don't want to haul more books, but I just can't pass up these really good offers. And this is a book that I've been really wanting to read since I heard about it, really, but especially since the ITV drama surrounding this book and this case actually came out. I think it was a few weeks ago now, but oh, I loved it so much. And if you haven't guessed what it is by that alone, then let me just tell you. It's Killing for Company, The Case of Dennis Nilsen by Brian Masters. For any of you that hasn't heard about this book or Dennis Nilsen himself, ITV did create a 3-part drama about this case and Dennis Nilsen, and Dennis was actually played by David Tennant, and oh guys, I've never seen such a brilliant performance. It just blew me away. If you don't know, I am absolutely obsessed with true crime. On my personal YouTube channel, that's all I watch. I'm currently obsessed with Ellen O'Neill, Kendall Ray, Georgia Marie, and Kendall Ray's podcast, which is Mile Higher. They're just naming a few. I have so many more people that I watch, and I just think they are brilliant in telling these stories about the cases and the victims and the perpetrators themselves. And I've been really wanting to get into more non-fiction books about true crime, because it just fascinates me so much, and I feel like I need to know what makes these people do the things that they do, because I just cannot fathom it. It's something that messes with my head. And so when I saw this book for £4 instead of £9, don't know if you can see there, but that is the sticker, I just had to pick it up. I did actually search for this book online and it was sold out everywhere. It was sold out on Amazon and on Waterstones, so I feel like fate put me into the works that day to find this. And without me trying to ramble on for I don't know how long, I will again just read you what it says here, because I feel like it will just intrigue you so much. On the 9th of February 1983, Dennis Nilsen was arrested at his Muswell Hill home after human remains had been identified as the cause of the street's blocked drains. Within days he had confessed to 15 gruesome murders committed over a period of 4 years. His victims, all young homosexual men, had never been missed. Brian Masters, with Nilsson's full cooperation, has produced a unique account of the murderer's mind. Killing for Company is a groundbreaking criminal study of the serial killer and necrophiliac known as the Muswell Hill murderer, and one of the most shocking books you will ever read. So yes, I've been very interested in Dennis Nilsson for a few years now. I've watched countless documentaries about him and this case, and it still baffles me to this day, because if you've seen any of the clips of him, he is just so calm and collected throughout this whole thing, and it doesn't faze him whatsoever. And there's just something that I need to find out about this man to see what has made him be the way he is, because it's not normal, guys. It really is not. I want to read this so badly. So this is my little haul of the night. I was going to talk to you about Addy Larue, but my camera battery is very rudely flashing at me. So I will give you guys a proper update tomorrow. I am 350 pages in now and loving it, so that's good. Also, just quickly, this is the last time you'll see me with this weirdly coloured hair. It's very dark and pink and blonde at the minute, but I am getting it dyed tomorrow. So in the next clip, I will look a bit different. Hopefully it will look really good. Sorry this vlog is all over the place once again, but my life is at this point. We've just got to roll with it. So I guess I will talk to you guys tomorrow and finally give you some thoughts on Addy Larue. Oh, my battery's gonna die again. I guess I'm updating you guys tomorrow. Why has this not been charging? I literally put it on charge overnight. Oh my god, guys. I forgot to put the plug in, so my battery has not been charging at all today. I'm back from work, my battery is fully charged, so I can finally tell you guys about Addy Larue. I can't believe it's Sunday night of a weekly reading vlog and I still haven't told you what this book is about, but it's basically about a girl called Addy Larue who one day makes a deal with one of the gods of the dark. She strikes a bargain to live forever and be free, but she is ultimately cursed to be forgotten by everyone she meets and is unable to leave any sort of mark upon the world to let them know that she has been there. For 300 years, Addy wanders through life looking for a way to leave her mark upon the world. However, one day she walks into a bookstore and the person working at the bookstore actually remembers who she is. So it's all about these two characters coming together and figuring out why they are so significant to each other in a way. I don't want to spoil it, so I don't really want to say any more. This book is definitely more character driven at the minute, especially. We do focus a lot on the characters' backgrounds and what they're doing now. It is a dual timeline sort of thing, and it is multi-perspective, so the book is quite slow in that regard, but you do obviously get to know the characters really well and you get to see all their struggles, which is very hard at sometimes. This book is a very sad book, and I know it's going to just get worse and the ending is going to break me, because Becca from Becca and the Books commented on my TBR video saying that she cried 3 times at the end of this book. And if you know Becca, you know she doesn't really cry at books. She's quite like me in that sense, where it takes a lot for me to cry whilst reading a book. During films, adverts, anything like that, I am bawling my eyes out within 2 seconds, but I could read a whole book, feel very deeply affected by it, but I wouldn't cry. So I am extremely nervous about the ending of this book. I thought it was going to be a happier sort of ending, but after hearing Becca saying that she cried, and actually after watching Cody from Cody's Book Corner's vlog where she finished this book and was crying, I'm extremely scared. So I think that's why I've been putting off reading this book, because I know at the start of this vlog I said I was going to devour it, but it's really not gone like that at all. This book is actually split into different parts, and I feel like it's perfect to read one part at a time, and I think it's around sort of 100 pages per part as well, so it's definitely a good way to get through the book, and it also keeps you invested just long enough that when you finish you're satisfied and you do want to carry on, whereas sometimes I'll read a book for too long in one sitting and then I don't pick it up for weeks afterwards because I've not had the time to sit down and reflect on what's been happening. Whereas this, because I've been putting it down, I have found myself thinking about it a lot more, so like replaying the events of the book in my head just so I know what's going on. Sometimes I'll just sit there and be like, oh, I can't believe this happened, and it's really weird, but I love it. So I am currently on page 351, which is here, so I am quite close to the end. I don't want to spoil myself. I think this is 560 pages, I'm not sure. Oh no, so it finishes on 552. I also haven't been picking this up because I knew that I wouldn't have a chance to read it this weekend. So I think I told you guys that I was getting my hair done, which I have. It's very blonde right now, but I'm loving it. Anyway, I was doing that all through Saturday, so I was literally at the salon from 10 till 3. And then I actually found out that the area that I was getting my hair done was actually going into a local lockdown at 6 PM that night. So I decided to go to one of the big shops because there aren't many big shops around us. And I did a quick little food shop there, and then I had to go see my auntie because she is in the high risk category. She recently had an operation, and so she's not really meant to go out at all. So I do get bits of her shopping for her when I go. So I went to see her, and then we ended up going for a walk with her dog. Then I got back home, was completely knackered and fell asleep. And then today I've been in work from 8 until 5. Again, bought a few bits for my auntie during my work break because I do work at a supermarket. I don't really want to mention which one in specific, but my auntie really wanted cauliflower and it's sold out everywhere apparently, and luckily there was one where I work, so I grabbed one for her. And then my brother had also ordered some parcels into that shop as like a click and collect sort of thing, so I told him that I would bring those parcels to him because obviously it's in local lockdown now. I'm allowed to go there because I work there. And so yeah, I picked up all those stuff for my auntie and my brother. And then tonight I finished at 5 and I am just sitting down to film this now at 9:30 because I have not stopped. So I went straight to my brother's house and I was there until 7:30 because my niece was so excited tonight. I don't know what was wrong with her, but she was hyped, and so I was playing with her for so long, and it was really nice seeing her actually because I don't see her that often anymore because we are quite conscious about how many people we are going to see. They are kind of like my bubble because it was my mum, but they're on local lockdown now so I don't know when the next time I'll see her will be. I have formed a new little bubble now with my brother and my niece, which is lovely. So yeah, it was really nice seeing her tonight and sitting down with her and playing because I definitely don't get to see her as much as I like, and obviously at the minute stuff is really hard for her because she's only 3 and she can't really go and see people anymore. She can't go out to do stuff. It's really hard on her, so it was really nice just to see her having a really good time tonight. And then after that I went to my auntie's house to give her the cauliflower, and I was there for about 10 minutes just talking. I do stay outside of her house just so you know that we're social distancing and everything because we are both kind of high risk, which is a bit annoying. Obviously outdoors it's okay to be around people. Again, we try not to be if we can help it, but I do go on dog walks and stuff with her because again I can make sure that I'm not standing too close, but obviously if you're inside it's a lot harder, so I don't actually go into her house at all. So yeah, I dropped her bits off, then came home, and what I didn't realise was that Tom had actually texted me asking if I could pick up an Indian, which I didn't do because I have not looked on my phone all day. So I got home and then I had to drive us both then to get the Indian, and then came home, had tea, and now I'm here filming for you guys. So it's genuinely been such a crazy weekend that I don't think I could have picked this up at any point and actually kept my focus. Like I said, I really do want to give this book my all, and that definitely would not have happened these past few days, so I'm really glad that I decided not to pick it up because I do want to dive into it tomorrow and just fall back into this story because, oh guys, it's a beautiful story. It's really heartbreaking, but the part I'm at now is very sort of uplifting and hopeful, but I feel like that is all going to come crashing down by the end. I don't know how it's going to play out at all. I'm really confused because it seems like we are very much at the beginning of a story when we're 3/4 of the way through, and I just don't know what to expect and I'm really scared. I don't think I will pick this up again tonight just because I am so tired. I was going to have a bath, but I think I'm just going to go straight into bed. I have also been wanting to watch the, is it Les Mis concert? I know that they have their West End production, but this is the staged concert I believe. Anyway, I bought it on Amazon Prime way back at the start of lockdown I believe, and I never got around to watching it, and I don't know why because I'm obsessed with Les Mis. I've never actually seen the West End production, but when the film came out, I kid you not, I saw it about 6 or 7 times, and then I somehow got it on my laptop and I just kept watching it over and over again. It was a bit of an unhealthy obsession. So I feel like tonight I'm gonna climb into bed, put that show on and just fall into that because I feel like it's just gonna be an absolutely brilliant experience. I am very scared that it's going to make me emotional because like I said, if I watch something I get so emotional so fast, and especially especially in a production of Les Mis, which I am very familiar with. I cry every time I watch the film. Even when I hear the songs, it just sends chills through me, so hopefully I don't bawl my eyes out too badly. Wow, I feel like I rambled for way too long in these videos. I'm so sorry. Hi guys, so it's been a while since I've updated you. I have basically had so many issues with trying to film and edit this vlog. A lot of my clips got corrupted, and so after editing so many hours of footage, it all basically had to be deleted, and because of that I've not wanted to vlog, essentially. I've not wanted to look at anything that I filmed because I just feel angry and defeated. So it's been a while. Also, please excuse how red I look. I've literally just put my dressing gown on because I was freezing, but now my face is boiling. That's weird, but yeah. Excuse that. It's currently Saturday the 17th of October and I am finally going to sit down and finish The Invisible Life of Addy Larue. I have around 50 pages left, I think. I'm on page 502 and I'm extremely scared. It has gotten quite sad the last few chapters, so I stopped a few days ago because I knew I wanted to read the ending all in one go and film it for you guys so you can see my reaction. I don't know if I'm in the right headspace for this at the minute. I feel like that has been the case throughout October so far. I feel like that's why it's taken me so long to get to this book. But tonight is the night. I am sitting down now and I'm not moving until I finish it. I am going to keep filming and do a little time lapse of me reading now. That also really helps me just to keep focused because I know if I'm filming a time lapse for a video then I actually have to read. So you will see my live reaction to the end of this book and I would say I can't wait, but I'm genuinely terrified. So without further ado, let's just get on with it. I'm crying. Can you see that tear? Oh, I honestly wasn't sure if I'd cry because I never cry at books, but oh. Damn. You can tell I'm not sobbing at the minute. I am going to carry on because I still have this part to go. And oh, I think it's going to be hard. But we'll see. I actually have no idea how this is going to wrap up, so I'm very interested to carry on. I've done it, guys. I've just finished the book and I need time to process it. I am not okay. This ending broke me, but I also really liked it. It was definitely fitting and I'm glad that V. Schwab did what she did. Saying that though, my heart is broken and I will give you some coherent thoughts once I've thought about it a bit more. Hi guys, it's been a while since I last filmed a clip for this vlog, and that's because of a lot of things, but mainly my mental health. I have not been in a good space the past few weeks, and because of that I've not been focusing on reading. I've been wanting to escape to watching films and TV shows and that sort of thing because sitting down and reading takes so much brain power, and honestly my thoughts were just kind of spiraling and I just found myself not concentrating on the books that I was reading. I also had to resit my GCSE maths exams, which was a struggle because I finished my GCSEs I think 5 years ago and I did not like maths then. I found it really difficult. That was mainly because I kept being moved around different sets, had different teachers. One of them was absolutely horrible and would just do his best to pick on me and belittle me, and since then I have just not had any urge to think about, look at or study maths. So having to resit those exams was extremely stressful, definitely took a toll on my mental health because every time I sat down to do a paper or to revise I would end up crying or getting angry, and yeah, it was just not a good time. On top of that I also have work to do for university. I have a couple of assignments due in and I think it all just got too much. And then on top of that, as if that wasn't enough, I started editing this vlog. I honestly edited about 70% of it, and I went back one day and literally the whole thing was corrupted. And after spending so many hours going through all the different clips, editing them, putting them all together, I just wanted to cry. And I feel like I haven't been wanting to pick up the camera because of that, because I'm just not ready to sit down and face the fact that I will probably have to re-edit the whole thing. So yeah, a lot of stuff has gone very badly for me in October. It is actually now November, so I feel like I've been filming this vlog for like almost a month because I've left it about 2 to 3 weeks to wrap this up, which I'm so sorry about. But yeah, sometimes you've got to just focus on yourself, focus on getting better and overcoming those obstacles, which I definitely feel like I've done. I feel so much better right now, and I feel so much happier, and I can see it in myself because I'm wanting to read, I'm wanting to get out of bed in the morning, I'm wanting to try and sort stuff out on my laptop and edit things. So it's just small changes that I see in myself that now some of the pressure's gone, I definitely feel a lot better. So sorry about that, guys. Everybody's gonna have those days, especially now in lockdown, so please just look after yourselves. If any of you are feeling down, are feeling like I was, please message me. I'm more than happy to talk to you guys. I had a few lovely people message me giving me some advice on how I could make myself feel better, how I can make myself feel more motivated again, and just the fact that people were reaching out to me really made a difference. So please don't hesitate to send me a message, guys. I would love to talk to you. Now that the deep stuff is out of the way, let's get back to the books I was reading. So the first book I'm going to talk about is The Invisible Life of Addy Larue, which you will have seen me finishing the other day, and wow, this did actually bring a tear to my eye, which I wasn't sure if it was going to, because I sort of knew that something was going to happen and I could sort of tell where it was going to go, but not completely. I did cry, but I feel like it's not for the reason that most people would expect. But I don't know how to explain it without spoiling it. So yeah, the fact that this book even brought out that much emotion in me just shows how impactful it actually was. And even though it did take me quite a while to read this, I loved it so much. This is definitely a new favourite. It's one I will be recommending to everyone. It's just such a beautiful book, guys. I don't really want to tell you too much about it because I feel like it's just so much better to dive into this not knowing anything. But wow, this is just perfect in every way. I loved the dual timeline aspect. I loved the change in perspective that we got. It was just all beautifully done, and I'm obsessed with it. This is one that I'm definitely going to be rereading year after year, and I would honestly love a second book because the way this ended, it definitely is a standalone, but that is the tiniest little thread that could be used as another book. I'm not sure if V. Schwab will go down that route, but yeah, we'll see. If not, I'll just have to form some ideas in my head and just go with that. But if you have not picked this up yet, please do. It's absolutely phenomenal, and I'm so glad that I read it. And then next up we have The Mad Ship by Robin Hobb. I don't even remember where I was the last time I updated you on this, but since then I have actually finished it, which I am very impressed by. I flew through this book, guys. I would normally wait until the second month of the read-along to read the book for the catch-up book club. So if you don't know, we have 2 months to read every one of these books. So this one was meant to be read between October and November, I believe, and I flew through it in about 2 weeks at the start of October. So yeah, this is done. I am trying to stop myself from picking up the third book straight away because I need to know what happens. This book, guys, was just crazy. I can't even say anything about this book to you because it is the second in a series, but if you are taking part in the read along for these, just know that you've got a big storm coming your way, and I honestly don't have a clue how it's going to play out now. There are so many different things at play that anything could end up happening, and I'm not going to rule anything out at this point because Robin Hobb does not care about our feelings at all. And yeah, I'm just scared for the last book. I'm scared, but I'm so intrigued and I really want to get to it soon. I am trying to take a break this month though because I don't want to get too far ahead. I want to still be a part of the whole buzz of the live shows and all of that, so I'm trying to pace myself, but we'll see for how long that lasts. So even though this vlog was a bit of a weird one, I had 2 of the best reads this month. Both of these books were 5 stars. This is definitely one of my new favourite standalones, and all of Robin Hobb's books in general now are fast becoming favourites of mine. Each book I've picked up I have not been able to put down. I've just wanted to binge the series, and I just can't wait to read the rest of her novels. I don't know if you can see up here, but I do have the Farseer trilogy and the Live Ship Traders trilogy. That will soon expand because I do want to buy physical copies of all of her books, even though I love listening to the audiobooks of them. I just love how they look. I love how they are together. I just think it's going to be absolutely stunning to have them all on one shelf, and I just want to show off one of my new favourite authors, guys, okay? Right, that is the end of today's video, guys. I have no idea what it's going to turn out as because, like I said, I haven't edited it since losing some footage, so we'll see. Hopefully it's all good, it's all sorted. Otherwise, I am just going to sit here and cry. If you've made it this far, please leave a blue heart emoji down below in the comments, or if you want to switch things up a bit, maybe a dragon emoji, just so that I know that people actually watch these videos. It's one thing I'm always scared about, so it would just be really nice to know that you have watched all the way through. And whilst you're down there, don't forget to click the like button as well as the subscribe button if you'd like to see more content from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. It truly does mean the world to me, and I will see you soon in my next video. Goodbye!